film that's made in 1978. It's directed by Peter Bogdanovich, and it's about an American guy who's stuck in Singapore. He has a sort of day job. He works for a Chinese towkay, but actually in real life he's a pimp. And it's a film about his sort of adventures and his life, and in a way he's having a kind of midlife crisis. The film was made in Singapore. It was shot entirely on location in Singapore. And as a result, it's been kind of a controversial film because it doesn't always show Singapore in a very positive light. But basically, it follows the character of Jack over a series of episodes in his life as he sort of tries to make himself more successful and often fails. Well, one of the things about the film was that when they came to Singapore, they didn't know whether they would be allowed to film here if they told everyone when they were doing St. Jack. They'd kind of got the idea that the book was very controversial in Singapore, which wasn't really true. People didn't really know anything about the book, St. Jack. But they needed permission to shoot in some government-owned buildings, so they had to tell the authorities what they were doing. So they basically made up a fake story, which they called Jack of Hearts. And so when the film was submitted to be released here in 1979, 30 years ago, it was rejected on the grounds that it portrayed Singapore badly. Not because they deceived anyone, just simply the content of the film was seen as not suitable. Later on, people began to sort of find out a bit more about the film in Singapore. There were sort of bootleg VHS tapes of it going around, but it was really, really hard to see. And eventually, in 1997, the Singapore International Film Festival organised the first ever screening of St. Jack at the old Majestic Cinema in Chinatown, but they were only allowed to do it once. It was a one-off thing. Technically, the film was still banned. And when someone resubmitted St. Jack in 2006, about the time my book came out, to see whether it would be passed, lo and behold, the Media Development Authority said yes. Well, one of the things that's most distinctive about St. Jack is the locations. It's very rare for a film, a Hollywood film, that's not made in America, to be shot entirely on location. And of course, Singapore is a country that's changed so much in the last 50 years, let alone the last 30, that a lot of those locations are either places that have gone now or disappeared, or places that are sort of in the process of changing even today. So what we thought would be fun was to sort of go and try and find some of those locations. So it's really meant to be a kind of light-hearted trip down memory lane.
Film, we will think of other ways to enhance the watching experience, so we came up with the idea of the tour. I've watched it during the 1997 Singapore Film Festival where Philip brought it in for that one exclusive screening. I was in the crowd, and it was quite a revelation. As a film programmer for the National Museum of Singapore, we get a chance to program films that we thought needed to be highlighted. In this case, it's St. Jack, and the opportunity comes when the museum is running an exhibition. It focuses on landscape of Singapore in the 19th century, and which gave me an idea to put up a film program that actually looks at Singapore as a backdrop to foreign films. Hollywood films or Bollywood films or Hong Kong films, and this in turn gave me a chance to put in St. Jack as the film that really showcased the Singapore landscape.
St. Jack is being screened on the 26th of November at the National Museum of Singapore at 7:30, and then again the following day on the 27th. And then after that screening, which is at 1, there is a tour, the first Jack of Hearts Mystery Tour at 3, and then on the following Saturday, which is the 28th, at 10 a.m, there's another mystery tour, the final mystery tour, unless people really, really want to do it, and we'll bring it back by popular demand.